Hey, how you doing? Milsurp Garage here. So, out of the 1,000 rounds of 7x57 that I bought from Samco Global, these were the only rounds I wasn't able to use, and they were all this WRA stuff. This round is absolutely perfect, but it's a 30-06. There's another 30-06 in here. This guy that's horribly mauled, and then you got these other various maulings here. You can see how the rim fits right in there. It's no secret exactly how this happens when they get crushed. And these guys were just a little too dented for me to think they would chamber properly, or possibly raise pressures too much. So that's not really that much. These two with the setback were a little bit scarier. This one is a little less noticeable. These are the kind you have to worry about, because let's see if I line up a good round next to it. You can see just how it's not really set back. There you go. That's exactly even. You can see it's not really set back much, but it's definitely enough to cause a problem. You're going to notice ones like this, of course. If you just take a casual glance, you're going to notice that. But ones like this, you might not notice as much. And believe me, it might only seem like it's set back a little, but it matters. But believe it or not, the rest of them were okay. It was just really those two. And if they're getting beat up enough to do, like, damage like this, if somehow the round does get hit, get squeezed in this type of position, face down, it's it's definitely going to push the bullet back into the case. So you do have to be careful if you get a batch that's like that. So all in all, there really weren't a lot to have to discard. However, out of the 1,000 rounds, 500 of them were this WRA stuff, and 500 of them were Chilean. The Chilean stuff is awesome. I went through a bunch of it. Not one misfire, hang fire, click bang, nothing. This stuff is terrible, though. The only redeeming factor of this is that it's reloadable. As you can see, I had a lot of these. I think I might have tried about just 15 rounds of it. I mean, it's like, just in my experience, I don't have to worry that, like, maybe if I dig to the bottom of the can, they're going to work. They're just going to be bad. And, when you're by yourself somewhere or whatever, you could play around with this stuff, but to see, how many you can get to fire or whatever. But when I'm at a public range, I don't like to mess around, because you don't know exactly how long to wait before ejecting that cartridge, or, it's just, if something's not functioning 100% and you're around other people, it's better to just, mess with that kind of stuff when you're somewhere on your own. Because, God forbid I wait 30 seconds and eject around, and then it just happens to go off, and it flew underneath the feet of the guy that's next to me. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not something you screw around with. I don't do research and development like around other people. But what is interesting is, this is the typical kinds of dents and bangs I had in them. They kind of looked like this. And of the few that did fire, the cases, I don't really have much experience with this, because I never really had ammo that was like that. I usually pass on stuff like that, and this was just the kind of thing where, you're buying it, and you don't know what you're going to get, and it just kind of fell in my lap. But I was really amazed at how beautiful these cases come out. Like, they actually get resized in the chamber pretty damn well. I thought I'd still see some kinks or slight lines in them. I was like, absolutely nothing. They're like perfect. And then after reloading them and putting them through that machine, I'm sure they'll definitely come out 100%. But that is the only redeeming factor of this WRA stuff, is that it is, can't really get any light in there to see, but it is reloadable. It is boxer primed. So where the Chilean stuff wasn't. The Chilean stuff works, but it's just going to work that one time. At least this stuff, you could always, I guess you could, I'm not into reloading, but I know you can pull bullets and pop primers out and dump this crap powder, and who knows, you might actually be able to even reuse the powder. It might just be the primers that are bad. I mean, it's most likely the primers that are bad, I would think. I would think that the powder would last a little bit longer than the primers. But I mean, who knows? It's probably best to just dump it all. This way you don't even have to worry about anything being corrosive. Take primers, powder, nothing. It's all just new stuff. And for, considering this 7x57 stuff isn't exactly the easiest to come by, it would be a cool round to start a reloading, hobby. So maybe with that 500, I'll look into what it actually takes to get something to reload this stuff, and maybe I'll turn these 500 rounds into 500 rounds I could use, and then use over and over again. You know what I mean? And yeah, so that's the story. It wasn't exactly a complete failure buying this stuff because it was cheap. So just getting the Chilean stuff for that money, I would think 500 rounds of the Chilean stuff for that money is pretty well worth it. So this is just kind of like a little bit of a speed bump, but it didn't ruin the purchase. I originally thought about sending them back or calling them and sending them back, but I guess I'll just soak it up. Anyway, that's that for the 7x57 ammo. Just bought a new car and been really busy with all of that. It's like an off-road car, getting into something a little bit new to me. The off-roading thing. I was always a speedy muscle car kind of guy, and decided to buy myself a brand new Jeep. So started to get more into the off-road side of things. It's been taking up a lot of my time here in the fall, just the beginning of the fall here. But this is definitely the season to get out there to the range. No more blazing heat, and going to feature some range videos hopefully. And I want to do some a Mauser comparison video that I think would be interesting, being that the last few videos have been on Mausers, and I just want to really lay them all out there and show the differences. So I'm going to put one of those up soon. And thanks to all the new subscribers. I've had a big boom in the last couple of weeks. So welcome everyone, and have a nice fall. And by the way, I just thought I would show the Chilean stuff. I had it right here next to me. I should have just dumped some out. It's interesting in the fact that about 80% of it was this cupro-nickel jacketed stuff that is magnetic, and the rest of it was non-magnetic. This magnetic stuff, the cupro-nickel stuff, was 71 dated, and the non-cupro-nickel, non-magnetic stuff was 76 dated. So it just gives you an idea of the change that Chile went through with their type of ammunition. And a lot of times when you go to these ranges, it's usually county or town ranges, not private ranges. They frown on you using what they call armor-piercing ammunition. You know what I mean? They'll take a look at this stuff, or they'll hit it with a magnet, and they'll tell you, no, sorry, no armor-piercing ammo here, which is so ridiculous, especially coming from somebody old enough where they could have been in World War II, because they should know, especially a range officer or somebody that's involved in firearms. It's just, I hate to sound like I'm being mean, but it happens so much that they say that, and I don't even get into the argument with them anymore. I just pack up and get my money back and leave if all I have is this stuff. Because it's not armor-piercing, for crying out loud. It's just a bimetal jacket. Armor-piercing ammo, I don't think has anything to do with the jacket being steel. I think it has to do with the core being made out of steel. I think it's the jacket really has nothing to do with it. The jacket kind of, with armor-piercing ammo, kind of peels off, and it's the steel part in the center that penetrates. But what are you going to do? If it attracts a magnet, they don't let you shoot it. So I got to use this stuff, obviously, at the private range that's near me, which I don't care. It's where I prefer to go anyway. One cool stuff about this stuff, let me see if I could get a focus going here. I use it in my Chilean Mauser. That's the only thing I have chambered in 7x57. And it's kind of cool that the ammo actually says Chile. It doesn't have like a code or, just the manufacturer's mark. I mean, it does have a, what does it say up on the top there? FMG, I guess, is the designation for Chile, I would suppose. But I like that it has a full date of 1971, not a code, and it actually says Chile on it. So it's kind of cool to be firing ammo in a Chilean Mauser, and it's Chilean ammo, and I don't know, things like that always just seem to work out. It did feel like real smooth and nice feeding through the Chilean Mauser. So anyway, that's all. I just wanted to show you what this stuff is like. I sure wish I would have gotten 1,000 rounds of these. If ever I order from them again, if it's still available, I'm definitely going to phone first and ask if it's possible that either the 500 rounds I get be Chilean. I don't care if it's the Cupro nickel jacketed or... See, they were mixed together. That 500 rounds was all mixed together, so... I could understand if you asked for the non-metallic, no one's going to sit there and pick through 500 rounds for you, but the Chilean stuff was packaged 500 rounds separately from everything else, you know what I mean? And it actually said on the box, Chilean, I'm pretty sure. If I remember correctly, it did say that. So, I think if I call again and order, I'll maybe specifically ask if they could pull one of these for me. And if not, maybe not take a chance on getting another box of dented up stuff that doesn't work. It seems to me like they probably make sure if someone orders 1,000 rounds that they don't get 2 of those that are dented up that don't work, because that would be an instant return. But it seems a little convenient that I would get one that's good and one that's bad. So maybe if you just ordered one, they'd make sure you get one that's going to work. Maybe they only throw in that box of duds to someone who orders 2 boxes of 500. Who knows? Well, maybe a specific request for 2 boxes of the Chilean stuff would work. I would give that a try if I was going to order from Samco. So anyway, that's it. See you later.